lot of people are very familiar with goal setting. It's like this societal norm that's just like woven in between how we just achieve things in life. Whereas manifestation is kind of this like new age woo-woo magic kind of witchy thing. I'm here today to actually bust that woo-woo myth. Spoiler alert, there's no difference. Goal setting is essentially based off the practice of manifesting. Today, I'm gonna share with you guys some real manifesting foundations that can make your goal setting practice so much more efficient. I often think of manifesting as this like plea to the universe, like, dear universe, please grant me my 3 wishes. I want money, I want the car, I want the house, give it to me. And traditionally, goal setting is thought to be more of like a long-term process, a little bit more pragmatic, a little bit more thought through, just more normal in our world. But what I'm here to really tell you is that a lot of the foundation and like why I've seen so much success in my goal setting practice is because I've actually woven manifesting through it. The difference between straight manifestation and goal setting is usually that manifestation is super one-track minded. So it's, I want more money. Straight, simple, very solo in your request, the plea. Whereas when I look at goal setting, it has a longer term focus. So what happens for me is it's just more strategic. I get more clear on my big picture. I sit down, I think back, like, what is my purpose? What am I on this world to do? What lights me up? What gets me excited? And where do I want to be in 10 years? I guess you could say I'm a little bit more strategic about what I'm calling in. But from here, it's the exact same process as manifesting. Once you've written those goals down, that 10-year vision and those goals laddering up to that 10-year vision, there is no difference between goal setting and manifesting. So when you're doing your goal setting exercise, or when I do it, I like to look 10 years out, as I mentioned. And the reason for that is that I remove any obstacles. So I remove the thought of like time or money or just any of those things that may make you think that you cannot get there. It really puts you into a place of possibility and like the world is endless. You can have anything you want in your life. Another spoiler, you may write 10 years down and you may be planning to 10 years, but I will tell you, I've almost never heard of it taking 10 years. I had the craziest thing happen to me recently. I've been really clear on what my 10-year vision looks like. And no joke, within 6 months, I met someone on the street. We then became friends, and within 2 days, he had offered my entire dream world up to me. And it wasn't a gimmick, I swear. He wanted to go into business together. He had a house to stay in, my dream country, my dream street, my dream everything. He had the dream home within that. And essentially it was my dream job. Like literally like tick, 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 all 3 of my vision pieces for my 10-year vision. And to be honest, I had to get really clear with myself. Thank you. And I actually am not ready for that right now. I'm really in my present and I want to continue to do this for a few years. So anyways, back to removing obstacles. And really this is what manifesting is all about. It's about aligning yourself and like making yourself an energetic match with what you want to bring in. And a big part of that is truly believing that you can have it, that you can be that. I'll share my practice with how to really become or like try that on or like become an energetic match in just one moment. So I'm sure you've heard about people writing down their, like, you hear these stories, these myths, and you hear about people writing down all their goals on a piece of paper. It's actually happened to me about 15 years ago. You write down all your goals on a piece of paper, you walk away, super fun exercise, never look at it again, totally lose it. And then a year later, they come back and they find that piece of paper in a move or however they find it, and they realize that they fully accomplished all of those goals. And that just sounds wild, right? But that's the manifestation. So once you write those goals down, so you get clear on your vision, you write it down, and now manifestation takes place. And that's because when you're writing it down, it's basically like plugging it into your subconscious. And now your subconscious knows, okay, cool. Like, thanks for letting me know. This is where you want to go. Awesome. So now you're on your manifestation adventure, let's call it. So one thing to keep in mind, the average human makes, I think it's like 35,000 like sub or like semi-conscious decisions a year. No, it's a day. Just check my notes. the math didn't seem right there. So knowing this, your body's gonna make and your mind is gonna make decisions nonstop all day. So you might as well let your subconscious know, like, hey, this is actually the direction I want to go, because otherwise it's gonna let other things lead its direction. So fear could lead it, that big bad ego, limiting beliefs, all those things are gonna get in the way of that decision-making process and probably gonna take you down here. But because you've given your subconscious a roadmap, it has a better tendency to go where you want it to go. So if you're like me and you're an overachiever and you're like, I want to know how to overachieve on my manifesting, I'm going to share with you just why goal setting actually really helps like boost your manifestation process. So when you set your goals, let's say you set these massive goals, it's really nice to create those miniature goals. So whether it's like, you know, a 1 day milestone or a 1 month milestone or a 1 year milestone, having these little check-in parts are really going to allow you to keep things present in your subconscious. That could look like something super measurable. So if you want to say you want to have X number of dollars, then maybe it's that you save X number of dollars each paycheck. So that every paycheck you're coming back, you're seeing that deposit into your savings account, you're reminding yourself of that bigger goal of inviting in this larger sum. Again, it just continues to like work that muscle memory of your subconscious. Like, oh yeah, remember we're heading here, we're going over here, we're not going over there. The other way that you could do it is less measurable. So let's say you want to have a job or work in a specific industry. Well, one thing that you could do that will just keep you reminded of like where you want to head is by maybe it's that you take someone for coffee once a month in that industry. The cool thing about both of these miniature goals actually is that it also energetically aligns you with where you want to go and the type of person and like the industry and the energy, I guess that's why we call it energy matching, that you want to be in. So by saving money, you're getting in the habit of like watching money grow, having money, etc. Then, you know, if you want to be in this industry, you're meeting someone for coffee, you're actually being around this person who's already in that energy that you are trying to attain. So the more you're around people or the more you're doing actions that are aligned with where you want to be, your body, it just starts to become more possible because you actually start to take on that energetic wavelength. Okay, so just before I told you that I have a really easy trick that I do daily to continue to align myself and remind myself of where I want to go. So you take out a piece of paper. I have a notepad. I also have a digital notepad if I'm on the go and I don't have my pretty little notepad. And I write down, I am, I will. I am is what I am like inviting into my life. And I will is sort of like an action or a feeling that I'm associated with that. So this can mean so many different things. Like they're obviously very arbitrary words. And what I would say is like use however those words feel right for you, use them, because at the end of the day, again, you are just writing a note to your subconscious. No one else is going to see this. This is purely just to remind yourself of the track and where you want to be. So if I'm calling in a new project, it would be I am a creative source and I will receive new opportunities with gratitude. So from here, I then set a timer for like 3 or 4 minutes, so short. And I literally just sit here. I sit here on this exact couch. I basically try it on. I feel like I put on this like costume. I try it on, or every breath is this. There's so many different like visualizations that you can do, and you fill up your entire body with what it would feel like if you were this already. How would you feel? What would your body feel like? What would your breath feel like? What's your cells feel like? Like, what would it feel like to fully manipulate all your cells to be in this place or be this person that you're inviting in? And you do that for 3 minutes, 4 minutes every single day. And that I found is the most effective way of fully energetically matching to where I want to be or what I want to call in. The bonus to this is because you're doing like 4 minutes of meditation, and because you're really connecting with like your purpose and like who you want to be in this world and how you want to show up, it allows me to be super intentional with my day. I mean, I have bad days and I don't show up how I always want to, but I do find when I'm in like the thick of it, doing even just a simple work like this can really like shift how I show up energetically each day. So I'm going to leave you with that today. This is my first foray into this world via YouTube. I've been in this practice for as long as I can remember, and I'm very excited to continue to share what's worked for me with you guys.